Hi, Mark Yates again. It's late and I'm kind of tired, but as Jessica and I were driving home from a meeting tonight, I got to thinking about a story that I'd really like to tell. So I'm going to go ahead and record it tonight. Um, this happened not too long ago. I was on a business trip on my way to the UK. A company that I'm with just completed an acquisition of a company that's there in the UK. And so I was going over there to help with the transition and the announcement. I was actually going to be joining our CEO and our Chief Human Resources Officer, who were already there. When you're flying across the pond like that, coming from the US, you lose 8 hours going to the UK. So I was actually going to be arriving into the UK the morning after the day that I left the US. And I'd be immediately going from the airport an hour and a half outside of London to a meeting that was going on where our CEO and our chief HR officer was there already presenting to the team. Well, as I left Phoenix and I had a layover in Dallas. As I got to Dallas, I got an email from our chief HR officer asking if I would be willing to do part of the presentation to introduce the team to some of our other products. And I said, sure, that's fine. I've been dealing with that other products for a number of years, so I felt comfortable doing that. Well, as I was sitting down to get something to eat there in the Dallas airport, I looked again at my email and she had sent me over the slides and had pointed out the slides that she wanted me to present on. So I pulled it up and I looked at them, and these were slides that I had never seen before. Um, and to make matters worse, they were slides that were presented the previous week in an all hands meeting that I was not on because my boss had pulled us onto a different meeting thinking that it was more important. So I had not seen these slides before, and I had not heard any of the presentation that was given on those slides. And so I thought, this is going to be kind of an interesting position to be in. So I jumped onto our internet portal to see if I can find a recording of the all hands meeting. That didn't, I couldn't find it, it wasn't there. And so I had nothing to support or anything to help me understand what had been said about those slides previously. But I had just finished reading a book on leadership called Leading a Leadership Revolution. And so I was all fired up about talking about vision. So I had that state of mind. And then I was also reading The Magic of Thinking Big and understanding the importance of having a positive attitude, a good attitude, and positive thinking. So I started just thinking, okay, well, we'll figure this out. I'll get there and I'll do what I can. It's gonna work out. It's gonna be great. I'll do what I can. And so I jumped on the plane. It's about a 7 hour flight, I think, from Dallas to London. I don't sleep on planes, so by the time I got into London, I was very tired. And then by the time I finally got to where the meeting was, I was really tired and exhausted. And I stepped in, I snuck into the meeting in the back, and 5 minutes later, I was introduced and told that after a break that I would be presenting. And so here I am, no sleep. I think I've been up now by this time at least 20 hours with no sleep, having no idea what the material was for the slides, but knowing that I needed to stand up and that I was going to give part of this presentation. But I really wasn't too worried about it because I had been practicing these principles that I've been learning from the leadership book as well as the Magic of Thinking Big. And so I was there. I said, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to do this. This is going to be positive. And so I stood up and I was excited. I was animated. I was ready to go. And I even ended up being relieved a little bit, and that there was another individual there who kind of shared and shared some of the information on some of the products, and I was able to share on some of the other products. But in a way, I was kind of disappointed because I was all fired up, ready to give this. I had psyched myself up and gotten ready. I was ready to give this presentation. And I had even told them that they told me I had 15 minutes. I'm like, oh, 15 minutes is it? I can do an hour. So just an interesting story just happened to me recently. There I was, no sleep in 20 hours, tired, exhausted, but I was fired up, ready to give a presentation because of the things that I've been reading and learning, and it really worked, and it turned out well. And in fact, afterwards, I talked a little briefly to our CEO before he had to leave, and he was asking, "So you're really excited about this?" I said, "Yeah, it's a great challenge. I think we're gonna be able to get this done." So it worked out well, and I just wanted to share that story. Thanks for listening.